Got another good day out here. Sun was shining, wind wasn't blowing, so good opportunity for us to get the work we needed. Like another day where we were able to get 90 plus plays in, a little bit more special teams today. I thought the guys, competed well. We're at this stage in spring ball, 4 weeks in. That hunger, that energy is still there. I think our guys wholly understand that. The spring is about improvement, development, and that's from top to bottom. I think our guys get what spring ball is all about. Whether you're a three-year vet that's going on year 4 playing, you got to find time to get better. If you're a young guy, this is the time to take those steps forward to fail and succeed and do it all over again. You walk up the field and think, who kind of stood out. I know one area, where we're bringing guys along is that receiver group. I know Junior Alexander, Ty McCullough, again, had a chance to make some plays and did so. I think Cleveland Thomas had some more opportunities. Obviously, he was with us last year, but we're excited to get him back. So, that group continues to come along. I know up front, what's apparent is we have more and more guys. I think that it will be game ready, and that's without Jacob Kettles going through spring ball, without Titan Fleischman going through it. So I think that progress, coupled with working with the new coach, 4 weeks into spring ball, has been very positive. I think on the defensive side, continuing to build our depth. These opportunities are priceless. We don't tackle a whole bunch during the week, so when we come out here and have to tackle the football, I thought we generally did that better today. You're talking about that core in the middle of linebackers and safeties that in particular is a key component there. So a good day's work again, and we're excited to finish things out this week, and that opportunity next Saturday to be out here in a game setting is a real important day too. I know a lot of people look at the spring game differently. For me, that's as big an eval as we can get, because the stakes are tangible that day. The down distance, the time, the score, all that matters. So a big week in front of us to close spring ball out, and we need to do it the right way.
Do you guys still plan to have outside zone, or is that still be to be determined on the offensive line?
Oh, for sure. No, I think that was a key component to our running game last year. I think it fit the skill set of our offensive line. It fit our backs, and I think the development of our running back stable, so to speak, will in some ways dictate, how much. But certainly, I know Al's got a good background with both inside and outside zone, so continue to build on what we did last year.
I guess speaking of that, running backs, Sam Mix announced yesterday's running back coach. Initial thoughts on that? How he's been fitting in so far?
Yeah, really excited. I know we talked about Jimmy's departure, and while got to see Jimmy move on, you look at, okay, do we have someone within the organization that could move in? And that was easy to see Sam. In a sense, you're grooming, whether it's Sam this year, Tyler Walker last year, and those off the field positions to potentially be position coaches. And Sam, I think knows what we're going for inside and out. He's had some opportunities to recruit, and when he's done that, he's done a really excellent job, both on the evaluation side and then just the ability to interact with young men. So feel really good. It was a pretty short search as far as that goes. Knew that Sam was capable of taking that role, and really excited for him.
I guess you mentioned Tyler as well, but how helpful is that to be able to promote from within? I guess continuity.
If you have the right guys, I think it's really really important from a continuity. I think our guys not having to make this big adjustment maybe to a new personality. If you don't have the right person, it's not as simple as you just always want to do it that way. But I think in both cases, I think they understood, what we wanted to do offensively, how we want to just go about our business in general. And there's quite a bit to that. There's the day-to-day, there's the recruiting, there's evaluating. So, I think both cases it was an easy move for me, and we'll look to continue that type of thought process with the off-the-field roles.
Looks like Sean is off the scooter now,
Yep.
and looking like moving around a little bit. How is he doing?
Yeah, Sean was able to get integrated into some practice this week, which has been good for him just to throw the ball and kind of get back in the swing of things. I think the biggest thing for him, he's dealt with his fair share of injuries over his career, so really getting him healthy this offseason was a priority. We really didn't know the significance of his injury that he suffered in Brookings for a while, and in any ways his surgery was related, but a little bit more about his injuries at Wyoming, to be honest. So he's healthy. He's going to be fully healthy come really as we get into the summer program, and it's a good place for him to be to have a year underneath his belt in our offense. So these reps that he would have been getting on the football field this spring maybe aren't as critical, but him being healthy is the most critical piece. So.
If we asked you, but I mean, did you get some deja vu seeing your quarterback go down on the first drive just like the year before in the title game?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was unfortunate. I know we were better suited for it. I think this year. There's a lot of things that didn't go right that day, and that was just one of them. And how it would have looked differently. I mean, that's speculation. So, we got to continue to develop, behind those two, and that's where the progress of Jordan Reed and Chance Wilson really looked good in running the football in particular today. And he's just a young guy out here that's foregoing his last year or last part of his senior year. So you recognize how young he is, but you see how talented he is at the same time. And, he's got a bright future. So, you want to be protective of those guys, but if you have depth, you really want to be in a position where if something does happen, you can overcome it. And I know in each one of those games, we didn't necessarily do that.
Coach, you spoke about linebackers and safeties, but what have you seen the last couple Saturdays on the defensive line, more specifically like Brody and some of those guys?
Yeah, I know the DN position right now is, I think, a position that, as far as spring ball goes, is deep. And, Brody, Ben Seymour have continued to pick up their game. I know Kenny Iden, he's really making a push here this spring as far as his level of consistency and playmaking. Hunter Parsons is a young guy that played just a little bit last year that's continuing to move forward. David Alston's been out. David's kind of getting back into some things this week. And there's a host of guys kind of behind them too. So really feel good about the DN position. On the flip side, the D tackle, we don't have Sebastian Valdez out here. We don't have Paul Broad out here right now. And our depth there is challenged. I think Blake Schmidt's really continued to improve. He's the type that needs to take another step, and he needs to be a dominating player, and I think he's capable of that. Zach Black is really the other one that played a bunch last year that he really needs to take his game to another level. So, interior-wise, I think that's a little bit of a work in progress because that's ultimately where it does start for us is the inside out on defense, and we need to keep coming. But each time out here, you got to remember two of our best guys aren't on the practice field.
Taco and Caden Dowler are twins, but how are they different personality-wise and on the field, despite being offense defense?
Four twins that slightly look like each other. Their body types are different. I think their skill set and their personality, but is a little bit different. And I think the thing about them both, they're very competitive. They share their characteristics. They're very respectful young men too, and I think they're very smart and they're competitively smart. So, Taco had the success he did really, in the return game, and I think he flashed on offense. But the maturity that's different than most young guys, and I'd say Caden's even more in line and mature, and Caden enough, to where we did kind of elevate him last year, and those were the two true freshmen last year that did a redshirt for us. So, I think they share some of the same intangibles for sure, and they were raised the right way, obviously, and they're going to do a lot of, I think, big things for us in the years to come.